Tervetuloa, welcome everybody to the Kippin family webinar. My name is Iina and I have Maris here with me presenting. And let's wait a little bit so we have people coming. Some of you have decided to come and listen to us live, which is amazing. And then I know lots of you people are very busy, so you might decide to watch the recording of the webinar a little bit later. So everybody who has signed in for this webinar will also get a link, so you can always watch the whole recording of this webinar later as well. We have about 93 people here. So before we go any further, I would like to ask somebody to write a little message to me on the chat. You can see the little chat sign on the right side of your screen, whether you can hear me and Maris and also see us. So if somebody would be kind enough to do a little typing and say, we can hear you, we can see you, so we know technology is working. Let's see if somebody would be kind enough to type us a little message, because we don't want to start talking until we know for sure you guys are there and listening and hearing us correctly. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Makes us always better to know that technique is working. That's a nice thing. Thank you, everyone. And welcome again. And welcome to you as well, whoever are listening to this webinar after. So hosting today is me. My name is Iina. I'm a speech and language therapist from Finland. Our Finnish company is called Kippinakeskus, but here in Estonia, in other countries, we go by the name of Kippin House. And I'm very proud to present my co-host. I have known her for at least 13 years now, and it is my honor to be working with her today. But Maris, you can introduce yourself in your native language, Estonian, of course.
Tere kõigile, ma olen Maris Siimann ja ma olen eripedagoog. Olen töötanud erivajadustega lastega juba nüüdseks 29 aastat. Esimesed 23 aastat töötasin selliste raskete ja sügavate erivajadustega lastega, autismispektri häirega lastega. Ja nüüd viimased 6 aastat töötan tavalasteaias eripedagoogina Viljandi Grillipesa lasteaias.
And if you guys have any questions during this webinar, you can always write us questions and comments on the chat. You can write them in Estonian, so then Maris can read them and answer or translate. Or if you like, you can also write them in English, then I can also understand, but whichever language is okay. And we will be probably trilingual today. So I will be speaking English. Maris will be talking to you in Estonian. And then if there's something me and Maris need to talk about, we will do it in Finnish. But I mean, it's good for the Kippin family style that it's multilingual. It's always good. The more the merrier. We don't mind that. So might be lots of different languages that you hear today. And then one more practical thing, if you want to download the slides that you are seeing us use today, you can click on the files department here on the right, and you can download them. But we will also send them to you via email later. So you can also get them that way if you don't want to download them right now. But they are in the files section. Okay, let's get to the main point. So the Kippin family product that is now coming to Estonia. I wanted to start with the issue, like why did we ever start developing this material? And this problem we have in Finland, we know there it exists in Sweden where we're selling products as well, and in Germany where we are doing market entry as well. So there's more and more children who really need extra support with their language development. They might be late talkers, so they will catch up, but in the beginning, when they're young, they start talking quite late. We might have children who have developmental issues with their language. We might have children with Down syndrome or autism spectrum. Lots of children where just the normal support a daycare or kindergarten can provide isn't quite enough. And speech therapists and teachers are very, very, very busy. So it is hard to find enough materials, enough time to support these children. And that's why we created this product, so we could give you a tool to help you solve this problem. Maris, do we have something we need to react on the chat? Because I just wanted to see Merike sent a message whether it's something that we need to react to.
No, it's okay.
Okay,
No.
Okay, good, great. So one of our missions and bases is actually this lovely sentence from the Finnish Early Education Plan. It's a national plan here in Finland. And there is a section called Children's Rights. And this is the first sentence. So all children have a right to express themselves, opinions and thoughts, and to be understood, whether no matter what their communication method is. So I think this is a very profound idea that we in Kippin House use and live by. And our solution is to make language as visible as possible. So really, like, as many words as we can make into visual symbols, we will try to do that. And this really helps kids. And not just kids, it helps everybody. So pictures, we see them in magazines, we see them in traffic. Just imagine driving somewhere and all of a sudden traffic signs would be just texts. There would be so much more accidents. So we need visual information. It is fast for us to process. So they are always a good thing wherever we are, basically. And pictures are very beneficial. They are visually stable. So as I'm speaking to you now, whatever I said a couple of seconds ago is gone now. So you need to be able to remember it in your brain. So pictures don't disappear. They stay there. So if I'm pointing to something, the picture stays here, even if my speech disappears. Pictures are not completely abstract. So if I point to a book, you can kind of figure out, okay, that looks like a book. Maybe the word she's using means book. So when we use pictures to help children support their language, it helps them with many different things. One of them is predictability, self-regulation, and functioning. So using pictures usually calms children down because they can better figure out what's going on. It gives them structure and they know what to anticipate, what is going to happen. It's easier for them to understand when pictures are in play. Also, when an adult is speaking with pictures, so if I do a little sentence like, the girl is painting, it is easier for the child to understand what I'm saying because I'm slower and I'm pointing to pictures as I build the sentence and say it out loud. And then if I have a child who for some reason can't talk, can't use their speech, they can communicate by being quiet, but just pointing to things, and that way they can express themselves. So many benefits, and these are just the main ones. There's others as well. So these are the basic ideas ideas that we have used in the Kippin family material. Maris, do you want to say the official name in Estonian language?
Perekond Kippin.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. I wanted you to pronounce it because it sounds so much better. But I will talk about the Kippin family material. It's just easier for me because I'm speaking English. So it's in Finland, this material is very widely spread. I would say about 60 to 70% of all of our daycares use this material. And so that means they use it with everybody, not just children who have issues with language development, but supporting all children's language development. But it's especially good for those children who do have some might be late talkers, so there might be delayed language development, or if they have a diagnosis, for example, developmental language disorder, they might have other developmental challenges, cognitive difficulties, autism disorder, or this is one of our biggest groups of children that benefit from this material, multicultural children. So children whose native language might be Arabic, and then they start daycare in Finland, and at the age of 3, their Finnish skills are quite limited. So it really helps those children, and especially now when we have lots of Ukrainian children in our daycares, this material really helps them kind of pick up that language faster. We've designed the material best for children that are from 3 to 7 years old, and the material targets especially basic vocabulary, naming, and sentence building. So it's like a basic level of language, and you can differentiate higher, of course, but that's specifically what this material has been aimed for. Really good tool for speech and language therapists, early education professionals, special education teachers. So the idea is that whoever who is working with a group of children or individual children can use this material. So Maris, since you've been already using this for quite many years because you've been able to use the Finnish materials, could you tell a little bit how you have used it and exactly what kind of clients you think have benefited from the material?
Mm-hmm. No mina praegu lasteaias töötan lastega 2 kuni 7 eluaastani ja tegelikult praktiliselt kõigiga ma olen saanud seda materjali kasutada. Juba need 2-poolised, kellel see kõne ei taha tulla hästi, et nendele hästi meeldib just sellepärast, et kuigi seal on pildid, mis võivad ju olla neile rasked, aga need teemad on just nende enda elust pärit, ehk siis need on nagu tuttavad nende jaoks. Ja kuna see kõik käib läbi mängu, et hästi mänguliste tegevuste kaudu, siis see läheb sellistele päris pisikestele hästi peale ja tegelikult ka suurematele lastele, et hästi erinevad lapsed, kes seda saab kasutada.
Lovely. Of course, I didn't understand a lot, but that's okay. And I did understand when you were talking a little bit about the age. Of course, you can start earlier than 3. I would do it too. The main thing that we say about the age limit when they're really young is when they stop putting these little things, cards and parts in their mouth. That's when it's safe to play with them. But until then, if they still tend to bite and eat these cards, then maybe just look at the big illustrations and not go all the way in with the material. So, like I mentioned in the beginning, we want this to be a tool that helps you. It is not supposed to replace all of the good things that you are already doing. It's just to give you a new tool. So we want it to save you time and effort. It is a systematic tool that you can use for a year with the same children, and everything is like printed, all the play materials is there. So we want life to be a little bit easier for you. it is one of your basic jobs to support language development, or even if you're a speech therapist, it's your main job. So just to give you something that makes it easier. So that's our value promise to you. And then for the end customers, which are the children, for them, we know this is extremely motivating. They actually fall in love with the Kippin family and the family members if you use the material correctly. They love the different action-packed activities. Like I know Maris's favorite is the flies, because I can see them in the back of the wall there. So children really get enthusiastic about this. And then, of course, when we have the picture communication support, everybody can participate, no matter what your native language is, or whether you can speak or not. You can still participate and be a part of the activity and produce language. You just use a different communication method to do it, visual. So what is our philosophy? It's quite simple. It's repeat, repeat, repeat. Use lots of visual material and communication support, and play. Maris, I know you have, or did you already mention something about the playfulness of the material? Is there some, or would you like to add something at this point?
Kui varem näiteks selliseid pildimaterjale tegelikult meil on ju kõigil hästi palju ja iga logopeed, iga eripedagoog omab seda tohutul hulgal, aga me kõik teame, et päris keeruline on panna lapsi lihtsalt pilti vaatama või pildi pealt ütlema mingeid asju, et see alguses nad võib-olla teevad seda, aga varsti nad tüdinevad ja väga ei viitsi enam. Aga kui see pildi vaatamine on tehtud selliseks mänguks, et me näiteks püüame seal õngega kalapilte ja siis vaatame, mis pildi me saime ja kus see seal teise pildi peal on, või me söödame neid õkardile või teeme mingeid muid mänge, siis see on kõik lapse jaoks nii motiveeriv, et nad isegi ei saa aru, et nad õpivad, nad lihtsalt mängivad ja selle käigus õpivad.
I agree. I think one of the biggest things is a lot of the times some of the material we've seen, whether it's in Sweden or Germany or in Finland, it's more drilling. It's not so much games and activities. And we kind of have to cheat the children to do lots of repetition, because that's when they learn, when you repeat. But they get bored easily too. So that's why you need to have a very playful thing going, so they can keep doing and keep practicing the language material, the language part of the material. So how to use the material is actually quite simple. So there's 4 topics. So first thing you do, you choose a topic, whether it's the living room, whether it's the daycare setting or kitchen, it doesn't matter. There's no order, like you need to start here. Pick one, let the children pick one, and then go ahead. So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is you choose an activity. And we have given lots of activities in our online course, and all the materials you need for those activities are in the box. So it will come in a box just like that one over there when you finally get your own, if you decide to order. So everything is in the box, whatever you need, even funny things like clothing pegs are there. And again, it doesn't matter which activity you choose, as long as the kids are having fun, and as long as you as the leader of that activity know what you're doing at least a little bit, because you can still be quite creative when you play with the material. So then the next one is probably the trickiest. You have lots of different playing with you, and some of them might be really strong language-wise, and some of them might be non-verbal. So not a word comes out of their mouth. So this is when it gets tricky. So how do you play with children who are at different language levels? So the easiest way to change the difficulty level is, for example, whether you use picture cards or sentence cards, which we call narration cards. So if a child picks up this bicycle, they are prone to build a little sentence. The boy rides a bike. But if a child picks up a picture card, they just need to say the word bike, or even not even say it out loud. Just try and find the bike in a bigger picture, which you couldn't do it in here because I have the wrong picture in my hand, not the outside picture. Step 4 is then add more fun and variation. This really needs to be fun for the kids, otherwise they will not want to do it for too long. So we have lots of ideas how you can, for instance, if you choose the pouch game, how you can make it more exciting for the children. So we always have these adaptations in your online course, and a lot of the times we use what are these called again? Movement cards and surprise cards. So, and all the instructions come with the online course. And then after these 4 steps, you just repeat, repeat, repeat. So our suggestion is once you've chosen a topic, you need to stay with one topic long enough. So if you do like one time one topic and next time the second topic, you're moving way too fast. So our recommendation with a group of children is about 3 to 5 weeks. Of course, it is based on how fast the children learn, but sorry, I dropped some of my cards here, but there's a thick pile of cards here. So there are lots of vocabulary they can practice. So I would not change too fast. And then you need to be the judge. Like you look at your children and you see, okay, how are they still doing? Can I still say within the same topic, or are they already, well equipped to move on? So they've already learned. So trust your own judgment. But the main idea is to stay in one topic for quite a long time. And as long as the kids are having fun, as long as they are motivated, that's when they are learning best. So usually it's us adults who get bored, not the children. Maris, how have you found this repetition part when you've been using the material in your daycare?
No näiteks üks asi, mida ma olen teinud, et ma võib-olla alustan ühe mingi mänguga, näiteks kalapüügimänguga lapsega, ja siis ma sealt võin välja korjata need sõnad, mida tal on raske öelda, siis me neid samu sõnu näiteks võin panna järgmisena nende kärbeste külge, et nüüd me vaatame, mida hullu need kärbsed on ära söönud, siis me selle sama sõnavara käime uuesti läbi selle kärbse mängus, siis järgmisena me võime selle sama sõnavara näiteks sööta sellele õgardile sisse, et me saame nagu seda sama sõnavara, mida muidu ta ju ei viitsiks mitu korda korrata, aga nüüd läbi erinevate mängude ma saan neid samu sõnu veel ja veel harjutada juba 1 tunni käigus näiteks.
Thank you, Maris. So then a few words about the actual material. So if you buy it, what do you get? So it comes in 2 parts. We have a physical material. Of course, everything will be in Estonian. My pictures and my examples here in this webinar will be all kinds of languages, but the final product will be just and only in Estonian language. And Maris has been the mainly responsible for all the translations. So we know you are in good hands with the translations. So the box, it is exactly like the box over here above my shoulder. And it comes with 4 topics that revolve around the Kippin family. There's core vocabulary and language concepts. We'll talk about them a little later. And then all the play materials you need. So that comes in the box. Then we have the manual, which is because we want to be modern and we want to be environmentally friendly as well. It is an online course. So it's the manual. It'll teach you how to use the material. It'll have all the materials and extras that you can print. It has games, homeworks, It keeps everything sorted and in good order, and you can always access them. And so that's really nice. So it's it's an online course, and it's very versatile. It'll teach you the Kippin philosophy. So in a long way, what I just said before, you can learn the ideology, what's behind the material. It'll give you quite a thorough training, I would say, about how to use picture communication and core vocabulary when you support children's language. And then it has all the instructions for the activities and the games we are providing you. It's safe. It never gets lost. It lives in the cloud and it's organized. And all the materials, like all these, everything I've been showing, everything can be reprinted. So you can make copies within your, for all your children in your work setting. The online course is a yearly license. So if you want to continue using it, then you buy it again for the next year, and we are updating it. So there will be new content, new ideas, new play materials, new games and such. So I suggest it is good to stay with it. But of course, after 1 year, you can decide not to order it again. And I'm thinking I will show you a little bit what it looks like, because you just need an online internet browser to use it. So I will show it to you. I will show you a little bit of course too. Maris, can you tell me whether you can see the course now?
Jaa, ma näen, aga väga väike kiri.
Yeah, good. I understood.
Yeah.
So I'm going to continue here. So in here we can see all the different, how would I say it, lessons we have. And I can start here. And I can change lessons if I want to go back and forth, or I can just hide this from here. But I'm just going to jump here for a little bit. So it looks like this. So there you can read, you can watch videos. The videos will be in Estonian at the moment. We still have some Finnish videos here, but most of it has been translated. So this is basically what it looks like. So you can click and learn about new stuff. Just to give you a little idea of what the material looks like. Oops, we have a little bit of Finnish here accidentally, but it will be all ready to go when we start delivering products early next year. And now I switch to the play activities. Maris, can you now see the play activities?
Mm-hmm.
Good. So let's go to my favorite, which is the fly spotting game. So this is what the instructions to the activities look like. It'll tell you what all the things you need to play the activity. Then if there's something that you want to download or print that goes with this activity, you can. Oh, so the flies are underneath this link. And then there's the instructions. In the future, we will hopefully have videos for you where Estonian children are playing. So far, the games and activities are in Finnish. We are still working on the videos, but in the future, hopefully, we will have some Estonian children playing for you guys. And then, like I mentioned already before, then the different adaptations, how to play the game in different ways. There. So that was just a quick sneak peek what the online course looks like. And let me just go back to my slides again. Start there. Then this is a scary slide. My apologies. So we do have to go through a little bit of the terms of use. So if you do decide to buy it, you need to know how the material can be used. So the basic idea is if you work in a daycare or school, it is one box and one online course per unit. So I know some daycares in Estonia might have like different buildings. So like one daycare, but still they have 3 different units. So one unit needs one box and one online course. Then if you work at a company, for example, you're a speech therapist, then the rule is that 1 to 3, maximum 3 people can use one box and one online course. And of course, you can't share the material to anybody else outside of your unit or outside of those 3 people. But like pretty much everything, we have some exceptions. So if you buy the material and you work in a daycare or school, you can always print material for your children who you take care of or who are your students. So you can print things for your children and their caregivers always. If you're a therapist, you can also do this with your clients and their caregivers. So you can print materials for them. Anything that you have in the material, you can print it for your clients. Then if you are a specialist who goes to different schools, like your job is to visit 4 or 5, however many different schools, then you have to, you can kind of give them a sneak peek of the material. You can give them materials from one topic, but only one topic, kind of to get them interested. And then if they like it, after that, you are supposed to absolutely say, okay, if you like it this much, you need to buy it, your own box. And whenever you follow these exceptions, you need to give instructions to the caregivers to the that they can't give the materials or share the materials any further. So you have to inform the recipient that I'm going to give you this copy or this printed material, but you can't give it to anybody else, not your neighbor, not your cousin, nobody. It's just for your use only. I know this might be a little bit tricky, so I'm very happy that we have Maris who can help you with the questions here. I see that some question came up. Maris, is it something that you can answer?
Siin on küsimus, et kas suhtlusraamat on ka vene ja inglise keelsena saadaval, siis ei, praegu ei ole.
So do you want to translate that to me or can you answer it?
Yeah, se oli tämä kommunikointi kansiosta kysymys, että onko sitä venäjän tai englannin kielellä.
Okay.
Ei vielä.
We don't have those languages either, unfortunately. Okay, but any questions about the terms of use, you can ask Maris. If Maris doesn't know exactly how to help you, you can ask me, and we will, of course, have written instructions, terms of use for in Estonian language in the future. We haven't been able to make them quite yet. Then another very interesting thing, prices. So we already wanted to show you the prices at this point. So you can buy the material, the box, and then the online course is $2.99 without the tax. And Maris, I'm going to let you talk about that in a little minute. And then if you have one daycare, but you want separate boxes, so you don't want to reprint, you have a little bit of extra money and you want to buy multiple boxes, but just one online course, then the extra box is $1.99. And then after 1 year, if you want to keep using the online material, it's 75 euros per year for the whole, whoever is using it, whether it's a whole daycare or whether it's a professional or max 3 professionals. And Maris, I'm going to let you talk about the special offers and whatever is with the taxing and everything. So I'm going to give the floor to you now.
Et kuna Tammetriinu firma, kes seda edasi müüb, ei ole selle aasta lõpuni veel käibemaksukohuslane, siis kõik, kes tellivad selle aasta lõpuni ja maksavad selle aasta lõpuni, siis saavad praegu ilma käibemaksuta osta. Uuest aastast lisandub nendele hindadele käibemaks. Ja lisaks me oleme teinud ka nii, et enne 31. detsembrit tellides on praegu võimalik saada soodushinnaga, mis on 10% soodsam siis tavahinnast. Ja üks asi oli meil veel, et kes tellivad enne 10. detsembrit, siis nende vahel me loosime välja ühe tasuta komplekti. Sellised soodustused praegu.
So I know it's about the raffle. So somebody gets a free box. So definitely if you still have something left in your budget, go ahead and order during this before the end of this year. We also have those special prizes, and then after the 1st of January the prices will be the ones higher, the typical prices, but then before the end of the year you can get lower prices. And what was I supposed to say? The actual box and the actual online course will be delivered to you early next year. So I would probably sometime end of January. So it is not completely finished yet. And we want to make sure there's no mistakes, or if there is, they're as tiny as possible. So that's why we can't deliver the products during this by the end of this year, but you will get them early next year. And Mari said that it is better to launch now because, like in Finland, end of the year, sometimes you have budget left and you need to use it so you can get more budget next year. So that's why we decided to put this early order in. So hopefully that works for you guys. And I'm sorry we didn't have quite enough time to get the books ready, but it will be ready very, very soon. I understand a little bit, but Maris, can you tell me in Finnish what the next question is?
Ja nyt on kysymys, että tarvitaanko boardmaker-ohjelmaa, että voisi käyttää niitä toimintatauluja?
No, you don't. Everything, all the files, everything I've been showing that can be reprinted, they are PDF. So any computer or smart device you are using, it will open them up and you can print them. So no need for boardmaker. So everything PDF, easy to print. Just need a color printer if you want color copies. So that, I think that's good news. And we've done that in Finland as well, because we have lots and lots of daycares who don't have access to boardmaker. So it makes more sense for us to give the materials in PDF format. Good question. Then, if you do decide to order, here is how. Maris, I'll give you the reins here. You can talk through this.
Ja praegu meil veel seda e-poodi otseselt ei ole, et selleks, et tellida, siis saab kirjutada meie e-maili aadressile info@tammetriinu.ee ja kirjutada, millist toodet, mitu komplekti soovite tellida. Ja kindlasti on hea, kui panete juurde ka selle posti aadressi või informatsiooni, millisesse smartposti automaati soovite ja millisele telefoninumbrile peaksime saatma selle paki. Et siis on vähem neid meilide vahetamisi, et on lihtsam saata kohe.
Thank you. So practical information, if you do decide to order, if you're interested and think this material could help you. So then I just wanted to quickly go through what you get, what is actually in the box, go through all the materials to give you a better idea what you can do with the material. I think I'm going to answer Inga's question. Am I right, Maris?
Joo, se on nyt se, mitä sä ruvat nyt puhumaan, että tästä se tuli kysymys.
Good. You get to see what's in the box and what the topics are. So 4 topics that are about the Kippin family's daily life. And it's a family of 3 children, 2 parents, cat and a dog, and very active grandparents. So we have the Kippin family's kitchen, living room, the children's daycare, so preschool, and then the daycare's playground. And everything comes, well, I've already unpacked my envelope, but they come in an envelope like this. So everything is in here. So if you want to share one topic with, use it in your group, and then the next group uses a different topic, it's quite easily done because everything's packed in one of these plastic envelopes. So the topics, I'm going to show you a little bit of larger picture so you can see the vocabulary and what the material looks like. We use a really amazing illustrator and an artist, Nadia Sarel, who has done all the pictures for our Finnish Kippin family material. So here you can see the kids, and Maris, do you remember all of their names? Because we have named them in Estonian language. I don't remember, I have to confess.
I don't remember it too.
They're very simple names, and I think my problem is I just remember the Finnish names, but all of the family members have names, and you get these little paper dolls that come with the material, and it's quite cute. But this is the kitchen, so our idea is that they're having breakfast, and grandparents are there having breakfast with them, and some of them are cooking and some of them are cleaning. We've tried to break down the gender roles a little bit. So it's daddy doing the dishes and grandpa also helping the grandchildren. Then for each of these material, we have those noun cards. I will go, and verb cards. I will show you them to you in a little bit. So then we have the Kippin family's living room. So the family this could be weekend, this could be during the evening when they're just having fun and chilling. And grandpa is taking out the trash. Mom just came home and she's quite wet. There's a friend of the Finnish boy is called Otto. So I'm just going to use Otto now. Friend of Otto's, and they're playing, could be Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, whatever. And even the family cat is hiding in here somewhere. You might see the cat, and you might not. But when you have more time to look into this material, you'll for sure see her. And we've tried to hide all these little details, like a ball of yarn has fallen and rolled under the chair. And little things are over to the side. So you can really start practicing those little bit harder concepts of language. Then we have the daycare outside. Lots of children, and they are multicultural children. There's multicultural adults as well. And also we have, you can more easily see them in the inside picture, but children who have a disability of some kind. In this picture, it's easier to see this little boy in the wheelchair, but we have children with hearing aids and cochlear implants and a communication book as well. Lots of stuff going on. So the children are kind of very drawn to all this activity that's here, and they like to talk about it, especially the dramatic effects. So this boy falling down and then the adult putting a Band-Aid on his leg is very dramatic, and the children always love to talk about that one. And here is the last picture or illustration. So in here, the girl drying her hands next to the sink has a cochlear implant device behind her ear. And this little girl playing with shop, she has hearing aids. And this little boy playing with the Legos has a communication book here on the side that he can use to play with friends. And again, we've tried to hide lots of emotions: crying, being naughty, singing, being happy, excited, tired. So you can practice those really important emotion words with your children. So for every topic, we have these picture cards. Maris, what is the term that you decided to use for Estonian?
Panimegi pildikaardid.
Pildikaardid. Yep, sounds good. So for each topic we have nouns and then we have verbs for each topic. But then also in a separate, usually we put them in a pouch, like one of the pouches that we have core words, people, pronouns, and verbs, and then concept words, so color, quantity, place, adjectives, and feelings. So those are not tied to any topic. They're general words that you can use with any topic you want. Then there's also movement cards that are really fun to make stuff more active and the children to start moving about. And then surprise cards to give more action and a surprise element for the games and activities. I think there are about, I didn't have time to count, but I think there's about over 400 different picture cards in the material.
Üle 500 pildikaardi on vist.
Okay, yeah. So over 500. So then each topic also have these narration cards. What do we call these in Estonian?
Jutustamiskaardid.
Sounds good. These are smaller events cut out from the illustration. So, for example, if the child picks up a picture card, they usually just say the word. But if they pick up one of these cards, oops, I'm going to turn it right side up. They try to make a little sentence like, Anna is feeling bad. She lost the board game. The boy is happy. He won. So this kind of lures the children to use more language and to build sentences. Whether if you pick just a single card, you pretty much just say it and then you might find it in the big illustration. I will warn you, these you have to cut yourself. So I've cut these. The box price would have been way higher if we would cut these in advance. So this is something you need to do, but don't be too overwhelmed. You can just cut one topic at a time. You don't need to cut everything in advance. Just when you need a new topic, then you cut the cards. Then every topic has a communication board, and I love these. They really help children participate. They help children understand language and help them start understanding the little elements that puts together sentences. And we have one board for each illustration, but also 3 other boards that are for core vocabulary, feelings, which is amazing. If you have a child who is crying or feeling bad or feeling sick or just full of whatever kind of emotion, you can take the feelings communication board and really talk about and put words, put language into that feeling. So I really like using these boards while I'm playing with the children. So if I pick up a narration card, I will most of the time always build a little sentence. For instance, the girl is playing a board game. So while I talk, I point, and all these instructions, videos will be in the online course. So if you do decide to go for the package, study the online course. It'll tell you exactly how to use these communication boards. I think we have a question, Maris. Yeah.
Et onko se viroksi ja kõik see materjal, mida Iina praegu näitab seal soome keeles, see kõik tuleb eesti keeles.
Kyllä. All the online course, everything has been translated. Everything is in, except if we decide to leave the videos of the activities, they will be in Finnish. But the goal is also to translate or to do completely new videos eventually. So then we have some printed play materials in the box. So you have your different mantra characters, which are one of my favorites. So the easiest way is to, take an empty box of cereal and just attach this, cut a little hole in the middle, and children love feeding picture cards to the munchers. We have sentence strips for building funny sentences. These you need to cut as well, but this is quite simple. It's just a few sentence strips like this. Then this is good news. The flies have already been cut for you. So they come in a little package. We have 8 for you already done. If you want more, you can always print more from the online course. Then we have little paper dolls and these little legs that they can stand on. So those you can use for little pegs when you play the board games, or just to play with the children. They love these characters. And then I don't have it here right with me, but then there's also a cake game, and the cake pieces come in the material as well. Then we have all the extras. So the play materials, we have fly swatters, we have clothing pegs, we have dice, we have game tokens and pouches, lots of them, and different colors. So you can practice building sentences with these. There's a game for that, and a spinner as well. And you use that with the cake game. And all the instructions in the online course. Some of the material are not in the box at all. Some of them you have to print if you want to use them. And one of them is the matching games and board games that come with the material. So they only exist in the online course, but you can easily print them from there if you decide to use them. You don't have to immediately, so I would never just print everything out. I would only print them when I need them, because I think that's environmentally friendly as well. And then you can laminate them and use them for many, many years to come. Also in the online course, we have these, it's hard to say, table tasks and homework. Maris, do you remember what you translated these as?
Panime vist töölehed.
Yeah.
Et need on sellised väikesed nagu töölehed ja koduülesanded, mida saab siis kaasa anda lapsele.
Exactly. So if you want to calm the children down after smacking a lot of flies and they've been running around like crazy, you can print these out, and they are very simple. The idea is you can also give them to the children's home so they can practice. So nobody has to know how to read and write. It's just connecting. This one is connecting. It could be circling, like in the middle, like you circle all the words that have to do with the playground. Or then you can go and search different things. What do you find in your living room? And then you draw. So it's always like things you do with your pencil, don't need to read and write. And simple instructions to the family and caregivers if you do these or send these to the children's home. I have a few examples here, but maybe we'd have time to do swat the fly. So the idea is that you spread, where are my flies? They already flew away. You spread your flies just like Maris has done in the wall, and all the flies can eat, for instance, a picture card. So then you put a little glue tack and you attach these around the floor, around the walls, whatever, and you give the children instructions. And you mostly you use these simple nouns if you want to keep the difficulty level low, and then use narration cards if you want to keep, like, put the difficulty level a little bit higher. And the idea is that the adult give instructions. So swat the fly that ate the book, or swat the fly where the boys are playing football. And then if they get bored, you can do adaptations. So you can use like a little second counter in your smartphone. You can let the children give instructions to each other, or you can practice just specific concepts. So the flies only need to eat furniture or body parts, and you practice these subcategories. So differentiation might look like this. You have a child who is at a very beginner language level. So for that child, I would give an instruction like this. Swat the fly that ate the book. The book. So now the child doesn't have to understand anything but to find the same picture on the wall on the fly. Easy, just matching. Child goes and smacks. Yay! And we repeat the book. Yes, the fly ate a book. It is a book. Then intermediate level could be that we do a little sentence. Swat the fly where the boy is, I'm going to do drinking because I know I don't have eating in this communication board, where the boy is drinking. Boy is drinking. So this is a little bit harder. And then again, the child goes and tries to find that correct picture. And then if I have a child whose language development is no issues, no problem, very good at everything. So I might put away the communication board and say this. First, with the small swatter, smack the fly who ate the block. And then with the long one, smack the fly that ate the book. 2 instructions, short, long, actually quite hard to remember all those instructions. So now all these children can play together, but me as an adult, as the leader, I can differentiate the language level. Everybody's still playing together. Everybody succeeds. Everybody is still at their zone of proximal development, but they can learn. And they can learn new things and be challenged as well. I will ditch the muncher and just remind you of the that if the special order and how to order, you can find all this information. If you want to download them right now, they're in the files. And we want to say thank you. And Maris, we will have some time for questions. So if you guys want to stay and type any ideas, thoughts, questions, we are more than happy to answer. They can be towards Maris, who can just directly answer you if you have any practical things or anything that Maris knows the material very well. So in general, I would direct all of your contacting to her. She is our representative. She's like the Kippin family master of Estonia. So, but anything you guys would like to know and ask before we end the webinar for today. Any questions, we are happy to answer you. And if there's no questions, then we just want to say a big thank you for coming today. We are extremely excited and a little bit nervous, of course, how you guys there across the sea will think about this material and whether you like it or not, and whether you like it as much as we have enjoyed it here in Finland. Okay, well, then I will just say that send Maris email, or you can also try and give her a ring, but I know she's quite busy, so I think email is better, right? What do you think, Maris? Email is best way to contact you?
Jaa, email on parem variant. Aga nii palju ma võin veel mainida, et need esimeses kohvris on ainult 4 teemat, aga tegelikult need teemasid on juba praegu päris palju rohkem, et me tasapisi teeme neid juurde või tõlgime juurde neid.
What did you say, Maris? I would like to know.
Et ensimmäisessä on vaan 4 aihetta, mitä niitä tulee lisää, että niitä on jo tällä hetkellä enemmän.
Yes, in Finland, we have 19, so 19, almost 20 different topics. So definitely there will be more topics in Estonia, but we will start with 4, like Maris said. Well, thank you, everybody. Since time is almost up, and I think it's good to be punctual and end before time is up. So thank you again from me and Maris as well. And we wish you all a very amazing Christmas time. Hang in there. 1 month left before the holidays. So have fun and contact Maris if you have any questions. And of course, you can always send me an email to I do not mind. I will be happy to answer. Bye-bye.
Hey, hey.